Well met, Game Master. Today's article deals with some abstract concepts, and I just figured I'd shoot this video to supply some additional detail and explain things out in case the article itself is a bit confusing. And so I have a method that I call bingo prep, and it uses 3 steps to help me flesh out the details of my campaign. And the details of my campaign I call the 5 Ps. And so that is people, places, prizes, which are all the items, things, and objects in your campaign, including treasure, predicaments, so those are situations or encounters, and then plots. And so that's your long-term hopes and plans for your campaign. So your 5 Ps. So you prepare those things and or use them while running your game. And so when we come to create those 5 Ps, it can be exhausting. Wow, I need to create 50 NPCs or a dozen magic items. And having all of, fleshing them out all at once can be quite fatiguing. And then writer's block can creep in. Like I have a blank page in front of me. I need to create a magic bow right now. Go. I'm stuck. I can't think of anything. Paralysis. And so we can defeat this. We can defeat the creativity dragon, which does these things to us, which we all have lurking deep in our brains. And this method is what I call bingo prep. So the 3 steps are: first, we use my 2 templates. One of my 2 templates. The templates in the first step are tiny templates. These are 3, 4, 5 line templates for the 5 Ps. For example, my 3 line NPC template, which is appearance. So what do they look like? What are they doing? Portrayal. So what's their personality like? How do I GM them? And hook. So what secrets do they have? What are they? How do they relate to adventures and encounters? How are they relevant to gameplay? So with my appearance, portrayal, and hook 3 line NPC tiny template, I can create an NPC very fast that way. Yet I have all of the essential details I need to run it or to use it to prepare for it, because I know who they are, I know how they behave, and I know what what value or what hook they have into my to a predicament or to a plot. So that is very fast. One GM reported to me by email when they were learning the 3 line NPC template that they created NPCs this way in 10 seconds. I don't create them that fast. It takes me about 30 seconds to go through the 3 lines. But in 30 seconds, I've got a pretty GMable NPC on my hands. So that's a tiny template example. And so when it comes to preparing or improvising and recording, I start with a tiny template. The brain doesn't seem to rear the creative dragon doesn't seem to rear its ugly head that way, because it knows it's got a very small job in front of it. I just need to create a few pieces of information about something. And so now we've got a beachhead in on this and we are done. That is step 1. Step 2 happens later. So during prep, so between sessions, I will take any of the 3 line tiny templates that I've got and turn them into long templates. Long templates are purposefully exhaustive. They might have 30, 40, 50 things to fill out in them. And so I will take that because it's exhaustive, because the list helps us think about all aspects of the thing. So it could be a faction or an NPC or a magic item or a kingdom, whatever your full template is for. And so you can then reduce that template to what you need for your GMing style, your game system, and so on. So your full template might be 30 items long by the time, 30 bullet point things by the time you're done with it. Anyways, you then play bingo with the long template in the step 2. I'm going to return to that, but just to complete the full process. Then in step 3, so in step 2, I just fill in what I know at that time. So if I know the name of the thing, and if I know, where it started from, or what its function is, this and that, I will port over some of the information, any and all information from the tiny template, and then add to it what my brain already knows about the thing. And then I'll save it. I'll click the log this button, and then I'm done. And then in step 3, which could occur weeks, months, or even years later, I will then return to that long template, that full template rather, and fill out the missing pieces or what I need for whatever is happening then. So if I need to run it the next session, then I'll fill in more details that I think I need in order to run it successfully next session. And so I'll just keep iterating on that full template over time. So every time I have another detail to add, it comes to mind, it comes up in gameplay, or I fill it out as I'm preparing, then I'll just keep on adding to it. So, in other words, to summarize, I do not force myself to create and fill out a full template for something right off the bat. Instead, I will work on the tiny template version first. That gets me everything I need to know to carry on. The benefits of this are quick and fast creation and ideation. I can create in 30 seconds an NPC. That means if I need 10 NPCs, I'm done in minutes. The process is not exhaustive, so it doesn't wipe me out after creating one NPC. I've created 30 pieces of information about this NPC. I'm done. Get me a snack. But instead, if you just create a tiny template version of that NPC, you're done in seconds or in a minute, and you're ready to move on. You've still got your energy. Then another benefit is, then let's say you're creating an adventure. You can now step back and look holistically at the 5 Ps you've created using tiny templates quickly for the adventure and see all of your pieces at once. And then you can start optimizing and polishing them until they gleam, and putting things on the map and so on. You've got your complete inventory. Whereas if you wanted to go the full treatment with a full template on things from scratch, you probably wouldn't be done your third NPC before you're ready to quit, and your adventure doesn't have everything else built out for it, at least in the first pass. But using tiny templates, you've got like 30 things created over the course of a couple of prep sessions, and you're done. You can see everything holistically, and you've got the whole thing kind of thought out in a first pass. So that is a huge boon to doing this kind of multi-step iterative approach. I call it bingo because in step 2, a bingo caller will call out a number, 065, for example. All you need to do is check your bingo card and scratch out the square, stamp the square 065. Simple, quick, easy, no brain load. You're done. Your brain will not resist. So likewise, when you've already got a tiny template built for whatever it is that you're working on, you then create and kind of build out or instantiate the full template for it. You then fill in what your brain knows. Sort of like your brain is calling bingo numbers. Oh, I know the name for that. I've already got that in the template, in the tiny template. Oh, I already know the origin for it. I already know that I want it to have this function. I might already know roughly whether it's rare or common or whatever, if it's an item, for example. You just fill in the few things that you know. You've maybe got a third of your full template done at this time in step 2. Great. You click log this. Your brain just keeps calling out the bingo numbers. Your brain does not resist. You just type in, hey, I know that information. I know that information. You click save, and the template has been filled out by a third or a half, however many bingo calls were made. And your brain won't resist that. It's easy. It already knows this stuff. You're just transcribing what you already know and or have ideas for. It's almost like things are swirling in your head, aching to get out. Now finally you can fill out your long template. And the reason I do that is now that you basically got a head start, like I called it before, a beachhead. So when you go to step 3, when you need a fully completed template because it's about to hit the game table or for some other reason, you've got a head start. You've already got a third of it or half of it completed. And you were able to achieve step 2 because your brain didn't put up resistance. It was merely transcribing what it already knew. So there is my bingo prep method. Hope this makes sense. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Thanks for being a GM, and thanks for being a newsletter subscriber. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.